business, and we'll seeking for what tonight? New business, estate of Sarah Davis, 244 Ansonia Road. Somebody here for that? Signing also? And then
Yes.
close.
For the record, I'm Alan Shepard, professional engineer and partner in the firm of Nowakowski, O'Brien, Palatine. And I have here Wendy Davis as a minister for the property. Bob Bishop is a builder who's got a contract to purchase the lot. And the parcel is next to Davis Road, and it's 244 Ansonia Road, in between Wendy's house and the road. There are wetlands on the property, as you can see. We did soil testing with the health department. We have approvals from the health department for the septic system. And we placed the property, the house back, such that we'll have no direct fill in the wetlands. We're keeping 25 feet away from the wetland line, where the disturbance line, excuse me, and the house is 50 feet away from the wetlands, a little over 50. So it lays out, this is the older subdivision. It's been on the records for a while. We had the wetlands reflagged by Jim McMahon, so apprentice.
Terry, do you have any comments on what we've received so far? Apparently we have not gotten the proof yet.
There's a long road for that. There's no reason why we can't weather permitting, schedule a site inspection. It's staff recommendation that it gets referred to your engineer for review. And I think that we could express our usual concerns to the engineer and to the owner, so that you can adequately respond in the next meeting. Is this the actual house plan that's depicted on this plan, the plan that the purchaser intends to build?
This is he doesn't have a detailed house plan right yet, but this is the closest that I have from him from a sketch anyway.
The reason for that question is that you are close to wetlands.
Right.
And it's our experience that once a wetland permit is approved, the next thing that happens is that a much larger house comes in, which puts it even closer to wetlands. So, you know, he's an experienced, I believe that the purchaser is an experienced builder.
Yes, he is.
And should be able to give you pretty accurate dimensions as to the physical. We don't need elevations so much as to a pretty consistent footprint that he intends to build on. You've heard this commission in the past be concerned about access to the property around the house for maintenance of the house. This is not yet received a permit from the PVHD.
I have a fax letter of approval from them.
Oh.
This and that.
So that's just due tonight.
Yeah.
Okay. We this board has frequently, we've had some bad experiences in approving site plans without ODEC approval. We actually have one address that has a wetlands approval that cannot get a septic approval. And it's embarrassing, so we decided not to do that.
Fair enough.
I'll leave to the agency's review engineer the comments on the stormwater handling. Is it on a long driveway? I presume this is a paved driveway?
Yeah, I did the calculations for a paved driveway, obviously, things of gravel would be less, and we did submit the stormwater calculations for that.
It's in our experience that the gravel driveways that we approve, it doesn't take very many years before it becomes a paved driveway, so as a practical matter, I think we just have to provide for the water handles responsibly. I don't know if you've had experiences, but recently when houses and improvements are close to wetlands, we've asked for and gotten some sort of device on how to identify wetland resources in a permanent sort of way. We've used placards, we've used stone walls, we've used fencing, something that doesn't violate the wetlands. But I'm sure that'll be a subject of conversation between your review. Is there anything else that?
The only thing we'd like to see before we do the site visit, or prepare for the site visit, is a staking of the proposed
Understood.
perimeter of the house.
Yeah, if you have a date, I'll make sure the state's up.
And of course, the site visit will be dependent on the weather as we come into the winter. Anything from any of the other members?
I think we covered all the points, Terry, that I have.
What is the existing layout of this land? Is it wooded or is it?
It's wooded. We got some pretty tall tulips in there, so.
And those are all the way up to the house, or are those?
Yeah, it's, the whole property is wooded. It's if it was field a long time ago.
This is a substantial piece of property, and you are using only just a small portion of it. Wouldn't you? I mean, if you're looking at the site plan that's on the location map, and I'm saying you're really pushed, is it mostly all wetland?
I thought I missed some land somewhere.
Romeo was close to wetlands.
Well, there are some.
There are substantial. And here, this is
So have we notified all the neighbors yet?
no.
I know about it.
There might be one or two more than you.
Well, I don't know about it.
We have some obligations in the situation. So if you can take care of that before.
So, we pushed the house back, the wetlands are on the low side, obviously, coming off Ansonia Road. We tried to work it in, being sensitive as we could do.
So what year was this subdivision?
When we had the subdivision map for, it was done in the 80s. That's about right.
It was before wetlands.
I just grabbed one of the maps, I'm not sure what's there's anything in particular. But everything was approved and everything. We had testing back then as well. 1978, yeah.
So the aftermath of that.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, we have stuff.
And I had the wetlands reflagged just because it was such a long time ago.
So let me ask a question about the, as I'm looking at, I call it the left side of the house, the side of the house is closest to the wetlands, which is wooded now,
Yes.
and is it, what do you intend to do with that area? Is that going to be cleared?
That would be, we would have a walkout on the left-hand side of the house. What we're asking for is 25 feet to clear, so they can get back in and out around the house. And then the other 25 feet to the wetlands, we would leave wooded. We would leave wooded. And it's pretty densely wooded when you see it out there. It'll make a pretty good marker in itself, but if we have to put up some fencing or,
Fencing and placards, perhaps.
yeah, that would probably,
So in your hydraulic calculations, this limit of disturbance and is coexistent with the silt fence?
yes, yeah,
So that means that there isn't any disturbance beyond that, beyond that silt fence?
correct.
No
That's,
no tree cutting?
no tree
No dirt
cutting.
moving? And all of your hydraulic calculations are based on that size of disturbance?
Correct. And that's why we have, you see on the, along the driveway, there's pretty substantial drainage system there that we put in. And I did calculate, I did use the driveway being paved. Obviously, if it's gravel, it's less, but as Terry says, over a period of time, that gravel gets compact. I'm not gonna argue about a couple of points one way or the other for the runoff factor.
So your stormwater, and essentially you take the generic house plan, and I can see that the house plan is very generic, and I think you can probably
Probably beat that up a little bit.
get that. I mean, a 44 by 60 house is kind of a small house, so.
We'd like to go bigger.
Well, okay. This agency has approved single-bedroom houses, by the way.
I'm not pushing.
Okay.
I'm not pushing.
But we see that that the roof drains are tied into the stormwater, which is then put into a recharge gallery system. And then I see it goes off, it must be a high flow into a discharge.
Point, yeah, close.
And we have soil test data that I see where
How about
the
that?
engineer can.
Your reviewing engineer is very meticulous about things like that, isn't he?
We pay him extra for that.
So I think, it's a reasonable proposal. It's up to you guys to look at it.
It looks like from the, this would be the front left-hand corner to the wetlands, looks like less than 50 feet.
For the house we're gonna keep 50 feet. There will be some yard area that will be less. That dotted line is the 50-foot setback on, 50-foot line from wetlands.
I didn't
And
measure
so we're close, but that's what we're trying to honor.
Well,
What's an aggressive proposal?
pardon?
It's an aggressive proposal.
Very site visits, we usually do them the second Saturday of the month. Which would be,
This is Saturday before the,
does anyone have a smartphone?
Yeah,
Calendar?
okay, wait a minute. Saturday?
Second Saturday.
Is there a January break?
Oh, what, yeah.
So you're talking about January 7th, is that correct?
No,
That'll be the 14th.
14?
14th,
That's a Thursday. No?
14th is a Saturday.
That's
Second
three.
Saturday.
Yeah.
So tentatively,
Mhm.
it would be the second.
let's see.
Unless there's 12 feet of snow.
Would it be possible to get the review back on that one?
We can try. So, can you submit, can you contact Bob directly? All communication with Bob goes to Bob, and anything that goes to Bob also is copied to Christine.
Fair enough.
So,
Do you have these staff comments?
No, I don't think I got those yet. You got a copy. Thank you.
Is there a specific time that you guys come out?
Time of day and Saturday that you'd like to do it?
the usual.
8 AM is usually we meet here and then.
At some point after 8, they meet here at 8.
I, however, will probably meet there since I live about a minute and a half away. No,
So we should be there shortly after 8.
Fair enough.
Others cooperate.
All right, thanks a lot.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, next order of business is Ilva? Ilya. Oh, it's, should have been. 145 Ansonia Road.
I also brought here Brian Esteria, who's the engineer, for the questions that I have no idea how to answer.
Well, let's see. Looking at Bob's comments.
I understand that we provided you a copy of
Yes, yes.
and
So,
we've distributed to the agency members those same comments. And apparently the design engineer has satisfactorily addressed all site comments.
correct. And that's,
That's a high praise, by the way.
Yes.
yes.
That's as good as like it gets with engineering.
And he set the bond amount, or
Right.
recommended the bond amount.
The only thing I didn't see on the plan, and correct me please if I'm wrong, I didn't see any mention of the wetlands placards that we had discussed at the last meeting.
So, well, it's my understanding that for these placards that you would, tell us, how you'd like them set on the property. Hopefully proposing that they be put on trees.
Yes.
Instead of sticking something on the ground, tying them with wire.
Yeah. No, and that's something that Terry is very good at.
Yes,
citing
I
those
met with
placards.
Terry on this, so,
Yes,
and they gave me the design and the verbiage, and
great.
so I brought a sample of the placard. Would you guys like to see it?
Yes, just,
We like a little oranger than a yellower, but we can discuss color.
that was my major concern, as long as Mr. Piscola signed off on everything. And your thoughts on the bond? Is that,
Well, you do know me in bonds. But I think that this is a healthy bond and one that's based on factual information, which is always better than my fickle information. So I support that, Mr. Crisco's
Okay.
notions.
Thank you.
Any other comments? So we just need a
I'd
motion.
be very interested in what some of our newer members have opinions on these placards. The goal of this placard, as an agency, we've fussed with this delineation of wetlands issue for some time. In some cases, we've used stone walls, and gee, isn't that terrific? It is a little pricey. But we do have some history with stone walls, and and one particular subdivision we got stone walls, and we're very happy with that. In another subdivision after that, in fact, on 2 subdivisions, we somehow got distracted by yellow fiberglass poles, and it just hasn't been very satisfying. You're kind of ruining the natural environment you're trying to protect. They don't weather well. They are subject to mechanical damage. And recently, we've been using these methods. A smaller sign. This sign was actually designed for a small subdivision just at the start of Upper Newton there, used successfully. The bought in volume, I think they're affordable. I think if you buy them in short quantities, it's probably not so much fun. But we've had some luck sighting them. Sometimes when the wetlands get close to what we think is occupied area, we've used a 50-foot standard in terms of separation. And when we get a little further away, it's not 50 feet. We don't need them that close. We've had good luck in mounting them on natural materials when available. When we've had to, we've used the cedar post, but I'm not fond of it for just longevity of the tree.
There's enough trees there.
Okay.
Do we have those made, or do you have those made? How do?
We require the applicant to bear all costs of this.
Can the sign, I don't know how well that will weather. Is it possible to get them engraved and then painted into the?
Metal?
No.
I don't think so. It's a composite.
Yeah.
Typically, if you want lettering to last a long time, you have to engrave it. If you're a banana, you fill it, but I mean, engraving lasts much longer than most things outdoors.
Well, this will last the zombie apocalypse. But will the material?
The material will, but the lettering.
I don't know. Nothing says it couldn't. I just, you'd have to know more about it than just looking at it.
The first question is it UV stable?
Yeah.
That's the first question.
If it was
Are there any bugs that like to eat the material? there's this crazy stuff when you stick it outside. I don't know what it is, but
Well, the squirrels will
it might
test
be
it.
wonderful.
Yes, they will.
It does look like
Oh, to sharpen their teeth.
It's like a metal and a metal and a
Yes.
in between.
Yes. It was sold to me as metal, as aluminum. Maybe it is.
Let's ask.
Then
the
you could
question.
engrave it.
Let's ask the question about how UV stable the stuff is, or since it's such a nice composite, can you engrave it? We can ask that
I
question.
mean, there's a whole standard industry that does engraving of lettering. They also make tombstones, but that's a different problem.
We don't pay a lot for these things. Don't know. But perhaps you'd like to consider, making that sort of issue as you normally do a the consent of the enforcement officer. And we'll get back to it. We'll be fine.
Well, I would make a motion to approve with
Formal,
the usual stipulations and
and the placard.
the placard.
Where would you like the placard? So,
What,
the 50-foot distance, is that acceptable?
I think, in this case, Terry, do you think 75 feet is?
So from wetlands flag number 24 to wetland flag number 4, I would recommend a 50-foot interval.
50 foot? Okay.
And I might add, you can skip between, obviously, wetlands flag 18 and 14. You don't need to have that little vestige marked. But after 21, really, after 21 through 29 and 30, I would say more like 100 feet. I mean, 75 feet, I mean, we don't need that many. It's just not likely to be disturbance.
so this is all wooded area back through, and we don't have any of the trails through here or the...
I don't think there's anything any close to any trails at all.
No, there are no trails.
I'm on my property.
And probably gets pretty soggy back there.
Yeah, it's
Right.
not, a child may want to venture out there, but, it's not something.
Well, venturing out there is one thing. Venturing out there with the chainsaws is another thing. That's,
Children and chainsaws, kind of good things.
50 feet would be, what Jerry said, I think is fine.
Yeah. and then-
Plus or minus a little bit, depending on where the trees are.
I mean, I think that we have to consider, leave some discretion here.
Yeah.
Because you have to make something that works with the land.
And you'll figure out a height.
What height is, that's a good,
Yeah, I like a height that it's tough to reach and.
Yeah, well, it has to be, someone would need a ladder
Right.
and to put it up
Right.
and to take it down.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but wouldn't that be more difficult to see?
yep.
But we're not, it's not a blue flashing light either, so, it's a delicate, I believe it becomes a balance of what,
Sure.
of what our goals
Yeah.
here are, so. So you're probably at the 10-foot mark.
Okay. Because at 5 feet, just saying that if I, put wire here and wire here, to take it out, you'd have to really intentionally want to, it's not easily taken out.
Right.
And it's your choice. 5 feet, 10 feet, it's indifferent to me. But I'm just saying 5 feet, so, I'm a short guy, so 5 feet is right in my face.
I was simply thinking, the Regional Water Authority uses those similar signs. I have them at the edge of my property, and they're metal, and they're put up about a good 10 feet.
Okay.
To keep,
It's providing notice, I mean, you're not gonna
Right.
stop anything,
Right.
but it provides good
And the
notice.
color will catch the eye of the
it
person.
does. yes.
Mhm.
And
Especially
they
in the
walk
winter.
up to it and read it.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a motion. Do we have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
All those in favor?
Aye.
I think I can vote on this, right?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
So it's 5-0, correct?
5-0. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thanks for the heads up on the plan.
Okay. Any correspondence we need to know about? And anything else from our enforcement officer?
Nothing, we are anxious for your review of the meeting schedule for next year.
Fine with me.
Yeah, I would say we've got dates and we've got alternates, so if somebody can't make it, we have people to fill in. So do we need a motion to approve this? or-
Yes.
Okay, so do we have a motion for approval of the meeting?
I'll move to approve.
And a second.
I will second that.
Okay, all those in favor?
All right.
Again, 5-0. Okay. Okay, the next item. Okay, we talked about the site visit on January 14th. So we have that. And so the next item would be the approval of the minutes. That I have not read yet.
I cannot attend that site visit. So does that make it not logical for me to be substituting for Bob on that one?
No, well, we'll take whomever is at the site visit, when we do the site visit.
All right.
And if you'd like to do a site, and if you're interested in do a site visit at another time, we can call Christina or myself, and we'd be happy to,
Oh, okay.
just after the time,
Well,
weather depending.
planning a lot of traveling this winter.
Well, good for
Feeling
you.
like I'm not gonna be able to do the job I've signed up for, but
Mhm.
I'm glad to try.
Well, whatever's convenient.
Okay.
I have no problem with these.
Okay.
Saturday, no.
Okay. Any comments on the minutes? No, you accept? We have a motion to approve the minutes.
It's the October 19th one.
No, we have two sets of, we have October 19th.
I would move to accept the October 19th minutes as presented.
Looking for a second.
Okay, I guess we have two motions. All those in favor
Aye.
for approval of the minutes of the October 19th?
Did we have a second?
We had a second.
I second
Oh,
it.
okay.
Yes.
And I would move to approve.
First, we need a vote. Was it
Oh,
everybody?
Well, if I wasn't there.
Yeah, I wasn't there either for either
No.
one of these.
So we have,
Have to abstain.
Okay, I was probably there.
You were.
Well-
I'm looking, you were there.
Yeah.
are we seating,
I don't know, we seat someone
I don't
down.
think you
Josh
have to
for-
have been present to vote for the minutes if you approve of them as they are written.
yeah,
Okay, I guess I thought approving minutes meant you understood that they were correct, based
Yeah.
on your own memory of the meeting, but
That's what I thought too.
Well, that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
The other is that they are grammatically correct and they understood what you read.
okay. No,
I
that's
don't know.
And I,
sufficient, I will vote to approve them
okay,
as Bob. That's October, right?
yes.
We'll
That's
do the same
October.
for November.
And for the minutes of November, there's a motion to approve those.
So moved.
And a second.
I'll second that. Double honors here tonight.
We have a
And
vote.
a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
That's all.
Okay, so those minutes are approved. We got 14. Any other business? Any comments? Oh,
My
A mo-
favorite,
a motion to adjourn.
my favorite motion.
Okay, we have a
So
motion.
moved.
Second,
I'll second.
okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We stand adjourned at 8:06.